Oh, that just looks brilliant. Well, we start off with something that was really unexpected. Farm Simulator VR. Didn't see this one coming at all. Now, obviously, there's a little bit of a trailer, so let's have a play of that. Right, so I think we'll just get one thing out of the way straight away, is that, yeah, the graphics aren't as good as what we're expecting from FS25, but obviously, you know, there's the standard headsets that you get from a commercial perspective are not as powerful as consoles and definitely not as PCs, so you got to expect a little bit less, but that does look ace. I mean, I do like that. I mean, especially the bit where you're taking the wheel nuts off. That looks awesome. Now, obviously, with a game announcement, there is a bit of a blog that comes with it. So it starts off, how about some hands-on virtual farming? Farming Simulator VR is coming soon to MetaQuest. The standalone game will launch on February the 28th and is now available for pre-order today. Get real close to the soil on the MetaQuest 2, the Quest 3, Quest 3S, and the Quest Pro. So if you've got one of those, I haven't, unfortunately. I haven't really got the space for a VR headset, but alright, no problem. You can get it on pre-order right now. So some of the VR features are various field activities and crops to sow and harvest, greenhouse farming with more vegetables to choose from, real machines by renowned agriculture manufacturers, machine maintenance and repair in the workshop, and additional satisfaction through pressure washing. And to be fair, I am quite partial to those sort of videos on Facebook where they're cleaning vehicles. They are quite good, I must admit. And you can get behind the wheel, so you're strapped into one of Meta's virtual reality headsets. You cultivate fields with profitable crops like corn, wheat and soy. Of course, you can operate authentic agriculture machinery from renowned manufacturers like Case IH, Class, Fendt, John Deere and others directly from the detailed cabins of these powerful agricultural vehicles. Looking at that screenshot, I'm thinking it's a little weird, to be fair. You can see this pair of gloves floating on the steering wheel. Where's your arms? It's like a magician's trick, but alright, fair enough. Now, thing that I think looks ace is impact wrench in hand. Not only can you hang out in the cab of your tractor or harvester, you can also get up close and personal with the machines during maintenance. Equipped with an electric impact wrench, you must regularly maintain your machines in a workshop, replace parts and keep them squeaky clean through the pleasure of pressure washing them in the yard. That looks awesome. I mean, where you put the chocks in just to keep the tractor, you know, nice and steady, jack it up on the old trolley jack and then take the wheel off. That looks brilliant. But it's not just in the shop itself, because you've got some new greenhouse things to be getting on with, we'll call it that. So in addition to farming in the fields and digging into the soil with heavy implements of renowned manufacturers, there's more to do in the greenhouse. Grow various crops like tomatoes, eggplants, so if you're from the UK, that's aubergines, strawberries and others. You can also lay a hand on them, pick them up by hand and place them in crates to be sold, and increase your agricultural budget for new machines. To be fair, I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, the graphics aren't as great as what we're currently used to, but still, this looks awesome. I mean, getting literally, well, I say literally, as far as we can go without actually being on a farm, getting hands-on with Farming Simulator. This just looks awesome. So on to the mods for today's. For first up, we've got a weather vane for your farm. This is by Rockhound, 0.93 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under decorations. Now, it's going to cost you 500 to buy, and it's going to sort of give you a direction of where the wind's blowing. So you've got the horse and the arrow on the top. Obviously, that should spin round with the wind telling you, north, south, east or west, where it's coming from. All right, fair enough. Decorate for your farm. Right, next up is Fertilizer Storage. This is by Hellraiser, 5.07 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it in the construction menu and under silos. Now, this is going to hold 20,000 litres of liquid stuff. So basically, your liquid fertilizer and your herbicides. You chuck it in the front like that. Obviously, load in, load out at the front, no problem. Somewhere for you to store your liquid fertilizer-age. If that's even a word, we'll go with that anyway. But that being said, I mean, the detail on the actual brickwork looks all right. Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is Small Modern House. This is by Bart, 11.93 megabyte on the download. And as you can imagine, you're going to find them under farmhouses. Now, this one is going to cost you 100 grand. You may be thinking, the icons aren't outside. That's because you can go inside. Yes. Right, open the door like that. There we are. Get inside. A little bit of a storage cupboard on the right hand side. I mean, you can't open it, mind you. Then we'll spin it around to the right. Got a little seating area, a little bit of a kitchen. Oh, that's all right. Got a big TV over there. Obviously, get the Xbox on the go. Playing a bit of Farm Sim. No problem. Got some patio doors that open there if you wanted to. And we'll spin it around this side. And we've got a bedroom downstairs in there for you. These two doors don't seem to open, but okay. And then we'll go upstairs. Up like that, then back up on ourselves. A little bit of a seating area just there for you. And then into the bedroom. Got a little bit of a PC set up on the go. Got your sleeping area, well, your sleep icon just there. And your wardrobe icon right by the wardrobe, as you can imagine. And you have got some light switches that turn on as you're going around the house. I mean, a little bit bright outside, mind you, at the minute. But okay, fair enough. I like that, though. It's not massive on the size. So it's got plenty of ability to be placed into small areas. Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is American Carport. This is by ICAS, 3.76 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under sheds. Now, it's going to cost you 35 grand. And you may be thinking, that looks a little different to what it does on the icon. That's because you can change the colour. So it comes standard as white. So if you click on right stick in, customise, and if you've got an unlimited colour mod on, you can do whatever you like. Obviously, I've gone for pink, because why not? Now, big open side there. Obviously, this one, tall vehicles you're going to struggle with. So, like the big harvesters with the old Mora hoppers on the top. Yeah, you're not going to get them in there, but you get them on this bit, which is all right indeed. So, you just put your tractors, well, your smallest tractors, your vehicles, your pickups, that sort of thing, bigger stuff over there. Oh, why not? Right, next up is Productions Without Shed. This is by A2OK, 7.55 megabyte on the download. And as you can imagine, they're going to be found under factories. Now, we've got them all here. They're all going to cost you 36 grand. So first up, we've got the bakery just there. We've then got a preserved food factory. We've then got a dairy. We've also got a grain mill. We then come down and we've got a grape processing unit. We then got an oil mill. We then got a sawmill. We then got a spinnery, and then on the end, we have got a sugar mill. Now, obviously, these are without sheds, so technically, you're going to get wet if you're using these, which might be a little bit of a problem. Water doesn't really go that well with electrics, but what you're supposed to do is like, maybe this building next door, we'll put the old, we'll put the bakery in. So spin it around like that, there we are, and then we'll toggle free place mode on. Line up a bit like that. Yeah, I'll get as close to the back as possible. Done. We're in. So you've got any other one of those, and you just put it inside the building. Hey, I've got me a little bakery in a pink shed. Oh, why not? That being said, though, we've got some stuff done. Now, obviously, these are going to do the usual shenanigans on the production side. Obviously, there's smaller versions, so they are going to be a little bit slower than you'd expect. So you've got your pallet spawn points and your loading in points at the front. You got your production chain menus at the back. So obviously, get cracking. But it's like a little cottage industry. You're just doing something on your farm rather than taking it to a standalone building, something like that. I mean, this one looks, hey, it's an old sawmill. Put your lumber on there. Gonna chop it up. Oh, fair enough. So if you don't fancy shelling out a huge amount of cash for a full ball production chain, yeah, stick one of these in a shed you've already got. Right, next up is line production. This is by LS Factory Mods, 6.81 megabyte on the download. And as you can imagine, you're going to find it under factory. So it's going to cost you 110 grand. And obviously, you're going to back up the trailer, up the ramp, chuck your stones in. They look like they can do some damage. Yeah, I'm not quite sure you want to back your tractor up that far, because you could end up needing a new tractor. But then you come over here and you've got your production chain menu. So it's going to take your stone in. It's going to give you the lime out, no problem. And to get the lime out, pull a trailer underneath this spout. Alright, fair enough. Next up is Buyable Bales Pack. This is by DD Mod Passion, 2.58 megabyte on the download. And as you can imagine, you're going to find them under bales. Now, this could be an interesting pack indeed. Now, obviously, you got your bales, you can go buy them. Your sort of name gives it away of the mod. And we're starting off with this one. So you've got round bale of grass, 3,500 litre capacity. And then it goes up to, 8 at a time. Just wondering what the 1.3 metre working width is, mind you, but okay. And then obviously it goes up from there. So we've got round bale again, 5,500 litre capacity. And then it'll max out at the biggest one, which is 7,500 litre capacity. You then got the same option as in hay. That's a better option, better way of putting it. You've got the same option again on your silage bales and then your straw bales as well. And you can buy mini, yeah, if you wanted to. Get some mini bales, why not? Well, to be fair, that looks like the mini bales are banded together, but all right, no problem. And we'll come down a bit further, got some square bales of grass, square bales of hay, square bales of silage in the different sizes, and then straw. And then we come to the interesting ones. You can buy now with this pack, round bale of cotton. 10,000 litre capacity, up to a size of 8. Oh, that's 80,000 litres of cotton straight away. I think 100 grand there. I'm not quite sure whether you'd make any more money from that. But that being said, you can buy 80,000 litres of round cotton bales. That's right. You can also buy the square bales of cotton. And you could also buy wood chip bales if you wanted to. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Obviously, we've had Buyable bales and we have them in the base game. But now you can buy cotton ones. And next up is the Duevelsdorf Pack. This is by HR Force and Bale, 16.86 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them in a couple of different places. So first up, we've got the MSS 3000, 3 metre working width, and it's going to cost you 2,250 to buy, and this is going to be found under levelers. Now, you do have the option to change the colour, so if you've got the old unlimited colour mod on, no problem. There we are. Now, obviously, 3 metre should be fine, no problem. You're working in a bunker silo, you've not got that much space to be messing around with. But if you do fancy going a little bit bigger, well, they've got the same version, but in a 3.7 metre working width. All right, no problem. Now, if you're not into a bit of levelling, you're into a bit of compaction, well, they've got this, the 2600, 2.6 metre working width, 3 mile an hour working speed, and it looks like it's just some train wheels welded together. No problem. 7 grand to buy, and obviously you can change the colour of the frame. And if you're thinking that's a little small, well, you can go a little bit bigger with the 3000, 3 metre working width, 8 grand. Again, train wheels on the go. If you didn't fancy that, well, you could go for the Meadow Roller Vario. Okay, you're going to have to mount it on the side like that once you get it out into the field, but do a bit of meadow rolling. 4 metre working width, 80 horsepower work from your tractor, 16.5 grand. Obviously, you've got your colour option. That's going to change your frame. So do that one like that. And then design colour is obviously going to do the old drum. All right, fair enough. Well, next up is the Fliegl CombiDuplex Pack. This is by Greenland Farming and Marco Morocco. 1.23 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them under front loader tools. Now, it's going to cost you £1 grand. Obviously, it's going to go on the front of your front loader. And you're going to be able to spikes and bales. Move them around, no problem. But if you're thinking, I don't want to do 1 bale at a time, I want to do 2. Well, they've got you covered with that one. The CombiDuplex, 2 grand to buy. And obviously, you can do twice as many bales. Oh, fair enough. Right, next up is the Krampe Big Body 650. This is by Julie 7250 and Chris, 12.71 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it on the trailers. Now, it starts off with a 33,300 litre capacity for 27,800, but we seem to have an optional extra. There we are. So it actually starts off at 21,900. They just make you pay for the extension straight away. All right, no problem. So 27,800, and I put my teeth in, gets you 21,900 litre capacity. Then you can up it to 30,500 litres, 33,300 litres, and then back to 21,900. So that's going to be your upper and lower limits. You then got your Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, Trelleborg, and then back to Michelin. I mean, you have got some wides in there if you wanted them as well. Warning stripes, yes or no. Puts those down the side. Rhino. Yeah, put the Rhino on the side. Why not? Oh, that's ace. I'll do it like that. Protective grid lighting. So a spin around the back like that. There we are. Yes or no. Puts those on there. Platform is going to be around the front. So we'll put that on there like that. Or no. Then you've got your main colour. Again, if you've got the unlimited colour mod on, jobs are good and does that bit. And then the chassis colour, it's obviously going to do your chassis underneath. And then your rim colour, it's obviously going to do your rims. Fair enough. Yeah, those two, well, those three colours don't go, but that's an alright trailer. Get the Rhino on the side. Right, next up is Logger. This is by Farm Sim World and FS Modding. 5.22 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under wood transport. Now, 18.5 grand is what it's going to cost you, and obviously it's going to be for transporting some logs. You got the options of main colour. We'll go for that. Why not? Does those bits. Design colour, I'd imagine it's going to do the uprights. Yep, no problem. And then your rim colour is obviously going to be your rims. I mean, you can get some decent length logs on there. That's all right, that is. Well, next up is the MP122 OCEA Twin. This is by University Modding, 2.54 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Great Tools. Now, it's got a working speed of 6 miles an hour. It's going to cost you 22 grand. But obviously, when you're doing your devining, trimming, pruning, that's the word, you can now do it 2 vines at a time. Oh, fair enough. Obviously, it hooks up to a 3-point. So we've got 2 vines here ready for a bit of prunage. So let's go give it a go. So we'll come up to the front like that. There we are. It's a bit, whoa, it's yeah, this little tractor doesn't like it being like this. It's going to tip over at some point. So we'll do LB and A, unfold it, so it puts one out that side, then puts, well, it should put the other, oh, it's 2. We've got to unfold both of them. So there's 2 on the front like that. Okay, fair enough. So then we'll do LB and X, turn that one on. We'll make sure we turn the other one on as well. LB and X again. Why are they not extending? That's interesting. Surely, have I put them too far apart? Oh, there we are. So once it gets a little bit closer, it then sorts itself out. Although, to be fair, we're now getting hooked up on the vines. I'd snap these together as you normally would do. Ah, here we go. Right, we're laughing now. There you are, 2 vines at once. Oh, why not? If you did fancy only using one anyway, once you get to the end of your vines, you just pull over and then just press A. Detach. It drops one. So if you fancy only doing one side, go for it. And when you're ready to do 2 vines again, just pull up to it like that. There we are. Then attach it all and you're ready to go. Double vining. Right, next up is the PCH 2.5. This is by Razor Modding Team. 3.4 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under subsoilers. Now, this requires 100 horsepower from your tractor, 2.5 metre working width, and a 7 mile an hour working speed for 3,930. Yeah, all right, so 2.5 metre working width. Small farm shenanigans, but no problem with that. You then get the option to change the main colour. Again, if you've got the unlimited colour mod on, you go for whichever one you want. So definitely, I mean, if you could use it on a big field, it's going to take you a while, mind you. So definitely for your small farm shenanigans, but that looks all right, that does. Next up is the Maratona MG 300. This is by Pazermek 23433, 5.18 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under disc arrows. Now, this requires 120 horsepower from your tractor, 3 meter working width, 11 mile an hour working speed for 19.5 grand. And again, 3 meter, small farm shenanigans, but just because you got a small farm doesn't mean you can't have nice stuff. That's alright, this is. Last mod for the day is the Knoche Speedmax 560. This is by Hans, 3.43 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under mulchers. Now, it's going to require 130 horsepower from your tractor, 5.6 meter working width, and a 12 mile an hour working speed. It's going to cost you 21 grand. You can then change the option of rear attachment, so you can have it as front attachment or rear attachment. But if it mounts to a 3-point, doesn't that all make it a front or rear attachment? All right, fair enough. What it is actually changing is the lights there. So if you've got it as a front attachment, you can have some white lights on it. If you've got it as a rear attachment, you can have some red lights. But all right, no problem. You then got the option of rubber lip, no or yes. It puts that on the front there. So obviously protects your tractor a little bit from flicking up a bit of dirt. Then you've got the option there to change the colour of the rubber lip to anything you like. Oh, fair enough. We've got a couple of updates as well. So we've got the Duevelsdorf Quattro by Lucasino, the Krampe Big Body 750 by Hans, and the Bales Storage by LS Factory Mods.